Life's a funny old thing, isn't it? Not that long ago, we were down in beautiful, warm, sunny Florida, driving that beautiful, shiny 2008 SRT Viper. Now, it rekindled my passion for the brand, so I wanted to bring you, our viewer, here to the Chrysler Conner Avenue assembly plant, where they literally almost hand build these cars. Now, I'm blinking cold, so let's go inside. And so now we're safely inside the warmth of the building. Our first stop is this room here, which is full of memorabilia. And if there's one thing Viper owners love, it's memorabilia. You've got hoods on the wall from the new shaped Vipers, and down there, some hoods that actually drivers and all the people that put the cars together have signed over the years. But through the door at the back is where the real fun and games begin. So you've got to put these safety glasses on and follow me. And here we are inside the assembly plant. I tell you what, first impressions really are important because they immediately greet you with this wonderful lineup of the original GT2 Viper with the homologated road version. You've got the Prowlers, and Prowlers were built here for quite a few years. And then all the way down to chassis number 7. I have to say, with the history of some of those early Vipers, it's quite a special thing that they have one of those early cars here.
One of the unique experiences about this plant is this is a hand-built vehicle. There's no automated equipment, there's no robotics, there's no computers per se. Every operator has been selected through a very unique selection process. Here, we want the operators to tell us what they need to do their job, and we try to get out of the way.
What I like about that is that probably the best behaved people in the corporation are building one of the sort of more aggressively handling cars. I like that.
Our customers are very discriminating and demanding, and there's no excuses. When Vipers leave Conner Avenue, they've got to be right to meet our customers' very high standards and expectations.
So let me tell you a little bit about the assembly line. It's only 705 feet long, in practical terms. There's 26 stations with maybe 50 to 60 craftspersons working on it. That truly makes it unique. And as anyone that drives a Viper knows, it all starts with the engine. I must say that my general experience with engines as a non-technical guy is I drive them as fast as they can go until maybe something goes wrong, which doesn't make me the most popular guy in this area of the assembly line. But here, in what is actually commonly a very personal environment, Joe gets the block, which is made in England, which is obviously a great start to things, and starts to put the crank in, as you can see behind us. And there's 6 guys that build these engines in 37 minutes per station. Quite a lot of pressure on each of them. You can see it's a very intimate environment. I think that's what, to me, makes this very interesting. If you think every time you get behind your own Viper and get on the gas, these guys physically touch it. There's no robots, it's just them. It's pretty neat, right? So I'm here with Benito now. You pick it up before they even got the rocker covers on.
Yes, we put the valve covers on. And before we do this, we put the coils, and then we do the harness to run the injectors, the ignition part of it. So we do a little complete job here.
Great job, and you know, someone out there is going to get the chance to drive this very engine. It's going to be matched with a chassis in just a minute.
It's a cold test. There is no fuel that goes into this. All the fuel connections are tested by air. All your electrical connection, your wire and harness.
So if you don't do your job, we soon find out.
Right.
So in this final stage of the engine assembly, they put on the exhaust and the clutch and the last bit of last-minute wiring. And if you think about it, it really is an intimate experience as they put these engines together in what is the heart and soul of a very elaborate Lego set. And then it heads over. Next time you'll see it is inside one of these Vipers. So the chassis arrives in from a third-party supplier, and it's here right at the beginning of the actual assembly line that things start to come together. The wiring harness is put in throughout the whole car and the differential. It's quite cool. The whole chassis actually sits on these air cushions that allow for ergonomic working conditions. If you have a short or tall operator, craftsperson, they can tailor it to their own height. And just take a look down there. It literally is the start of how a Dodge Viper is made. So Mike's just put the dashboard in. You've got the suspension coming together. You've got the steering rack coming back here, obviously getting ready for the fuel tank. Everyone needs a steering wheel. That's gone in. It's truly impressive though as you see it coming to shape before your eyes. So every 46 minutes, the line moves and the lights go from orange to green up there. And in that time, everyone has to achieve what they need to do. Remember I said, they do way more than the work of one man. They actually do the work of many men, which makes this assembly plant really cool. Then it moves on this track. I guess they have a few minutes break, and then it starts all over again. What is actually a very uncomputerized assembly line. Obviously they have to track the VIN numbers, match what's required for each car according to the customer's demands, and they do this on these monitors. What is in red and yellow hasn't been done yet, then it turns to green. At that point, they can move it on down the assembly line. And the net result of all that is that we're almost left with a car ready to drive. They've got the radiator system, they've got the exhaust, they've got the brakes, they've got all the cooling, and they've filled it with fluids. You can see they're just about to lift it up to take it through. And then we head to where a guy that probably be pretty good at video games gets a chance to have a play. And so John here is the first person to drive your Viper as he heads on into the rolling road in there, where he'll actually put the car up to 90 miles an hour in all 6 gears. That's not a bad job, is it? You get to drive, what, 4 or 5 Vipers a day? 8 Vipers a day? Could get a little frustrating. Engine starts first time. It's actually quite exciting. Think about it. This car is destined to be let loose on the roads, but here it is in its first ever running situation. I'm quite glad they put those big metal posts there because you wouldn't want this to go wrong at all. Now he may look random in what he's doing, but he's actually following a very well planned out, well thought series of exercises on the transmission and on the revs. Yeehaw, I like that. That's pretty cool. It's almost as exciting as getting out there for real. So we're done with chassis and now we spin round and we start virtually all over again with Tony putting on the rear clip and the sports bar. And then it literally just accelerates down this line here and you see at each stage more and more on this car blue bodywork going on. So at this point, the car, you almost finished now.
It's done.
It's done.
Yeah, it's going to go through Bill Ionello's area there, and he'll just make sure everything's there and make a few adjustments, and after that, over to water test.
And then after that, over to you guys. Thanks very much. Nice to meet you. Well, this is it then. With only 8 Vipers each day rolling off the assembly line, cars like this one get picked up by their new owner right here at the Conner Avenue plant. And they, like us, will have this amazing respect and admiration for each craftsperson that put these cars together with so much loving care and attention. And so the next time you see an SRT10 pass you on the highway, just remember, it is an amazing example of Detroit craftsmanship at its finest.